It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Washington Commanders and the Jacksonville Jaguars under the lights on Sunday night.
Where the Gator Bowl once stood, now stands this facility. TIAA Bank Field. As EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're off from Jacksonville. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. While there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
That's McCaffrey working the sideline. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice game by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Man in motion here. He'll get this to Samuel. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Second and 3 now. Daniels back to throw. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Daniels from the pistol. It's taken in by Sinnott. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Small pass, big result. This dude is just a juggernaut with the football, and once he gets rolling, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher to stop him from playing add-on with those yards.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Great opening drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 33. Another carry for Robinson. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 4. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Robinson on the inside give. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. 2 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Washington first.
That is your old-school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Staying with Robinson. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Man in motion, out of the slot. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Trying to run in, Eckler. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's a gain of 8, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Eckler goes up and over for the touchdown. The Commanders finish up an excellent opening series. It's an Austin Eckler touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
2nd and 8. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They're set up at the 35 now. Here's ETN on first down. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Play made by Deron Payne. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
It's plays like that, Kate, that I'm happy I'm the color analyst and you and your spotter are doing play-by-play, because that was a massive humanity, a whole bunch of bodies to sort through for 1 yard.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Inside handoff goes to ETN. Oh, he loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. From the 43. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. First and 10, it's Lawrence. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completion.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know Pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again, following the sack. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he gets this forward to the 19.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Lawrence working from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the first down, doesn't keep him on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
Cam Little getting the call on fourth down here to put 3 up for the Jaguars. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick by Shudak is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or 2.
On 2nd down, Robinson. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Chad Muma there to bring him down. So 5 yards there, but still 1 in the hole. It's 3rd and 11.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Jaguars, well, they must be thinking pass here, huh? They're in the dime. 3rd down coming up. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, that's a nice job by the defense, Kate, to actually use the 12th defender, and that is the sideline. That throw didn't give the receiver enough real estate to establish possession, and the defense understanding how to use the boundary.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Jaguars, down running back Travis Etienne, trotting back out to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Now Lawrence. He's got a man left.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, ETN gets it. And solid running there gets him forward to the 39-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on third down.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
He gets this one to Strange. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a second quarter lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Commanders set to take over. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. He's on the move. Steps up, and he's running with it. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
An option give to Robinson. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Everbank. The Commanders trying to make some noise before halftime. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Outright McCaffrey makes the grab. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. The rookie out of Colorado, the one to bring him down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 36. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Again, Daniels to the air. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
3rd and short, Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Jaguars headed out on offense late in this first half. With the time remaining, we'll see if they can get this into field goal range before halftime. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw, Lawrence. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence has a man, it's Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Motioning the tight end now. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Hauled in left side. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Chased out to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. The kick by Shudak is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A final throw before the break. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, that brings us to the midway point of this one. The Commanders enjoying a nice little lead here on the road. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here come the Jaguars, taking the field on offense to start the third. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders take over after returning it inside the red zone. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Daniels. The throw is caught. Decent gain here, but short of the first. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets him 3, and this brings up 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. They send a tight end in motion. Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Daniels back to throw. On the move, headed right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This 32 yards out on the right hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that'll push their lead to 4.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 32. That's taken in by ETN. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Back to throw, here's Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. An option give here to ETN. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Lawrence working from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Play calling could be a little bit of a love-hate relationship. You love the 1st down run. You hate the 2nd down sack. And now you're in a 3rd down situation where you probably got to put it in the air.
And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. Now Lawrence has him on the quick hitter. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Lawrence now off the play action. Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, Lawrence. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now a carry by ETN. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. They go right back to ETN. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Cam Little getting the call on fourth down here to put 3 up for the Jaguars. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Listen, all he could do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, he's able to handle his third field goal of the game and just inch them a little bit closer.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They've got first down from the 31. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Second and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Robinson. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there, third down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They get 6 and a first down as well. That's the end of the third on Sunday night. It's the Commanders' ball, a chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the fourth. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Daniels from the pistol. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
On first down, here's Daniels. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Again, Daniels to the air. Short pass brought in. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best curl and go, hook and go, out and up, guys. Kate, they run that initial route full speed. He did, got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Shotgun handoff now to Eckler. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. He'll get this to Samuel. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
I really like the timing of that screen call to the perimeter. Get the ball in space to operate and turns into a nice gain.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. And they will score! Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders grow the lead to 7. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders grow their lead to 8. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They have a chance to tie this game back up, but they got to get this to the end zone first on a touchdown, and then again on a 2-point try. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now a give, it's ETN headed left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
1st down throw, Lawrence. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are.
Caught near the goal line. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Jaguars in a crucial spot late, trying for two. They're going to try and run for it. And he gets into the end zone. This one all tied up here in the fourth quarter. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for two in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
That's a good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. You take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. Now trying to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. 70 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
3rd and short, Daniels. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Darnell Savage with the pick. 3rd down from this distance, Brock. That is a spot you expect your offense to convert, but you also expect your defense to make the stop. This time, the defense won out with a nice interception.
Yeah, in that scenario, it's really like an outfielder in baseball, Kate, right? If you're going to go for it, as a defender, if you're going to just pull the trigger and you're going to go for it, you better make it happen, and you better get that pick. Otherwise, you're giving up a 1st down conversion. He gets the pick, and those defensive coaches and that defense celebrating on the sidelines.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's ETN on 1st down. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 37. Has a man, it's Brown. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. He rolls to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Cam Little now in a high-pressure spot. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Completed over the middle. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. Jags pick it up.
And there is nothing like a defense taking the ball away for you. Right? It's all about the ball. It's all about, you hear me preach that all the time. Get the ball back. If they get the ball back, with a little extra bonus on that return as well.
Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Commanders down by only 3. Daniels on first down. Won't get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect of your teammates.
Here he is to throw. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Back to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. Hits him on the out route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. The Jags bringing out the dime look. 3rd down. To throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They're out and set, 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And this one does not go far. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 29. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. A toss now to Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bad when you could defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Daniels. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, Daniels. Able to find Ertz. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. Now the shotgun give to Eckler. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Daniels. Oh, that's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down.
I just hate that. I just hate to see that. Everything on the play was done so well. Everybody did their job, but you got to finish. You don't get many chances to make that type of play for your team. You got to come through on that touchdown.
Now Daniels to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. To throw, Daniels. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take the lead in this game. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Big gain downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars tie this game up. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The offense headed back to the field. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Slot man motioned over. Juke the defender. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Daniels now. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And this needs to be a good one. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. Starts the return at the 34. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And it'll be Jaguars football. Their offense running back out now. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. He'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. Lawrence now off the play action. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love everything about that play, Kate, so much for a quarterback. When you throw in that crossing route, it's imperative that you lead that receiver. You don't throw where he's at, you throw where he's going. And when you do, yards after catch follow.
Washington calls it 2nd timeout, as they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. Cam Little now in a high-pressure spot. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick is good. He got it! And they've taken back the lead.
Boy, that's a familiar path he's taken here. Now the 5th time he's run out and gotten the job done. I know. You'd rather have him be PATs, but it's been nice having that reliable leg to turn to all game long.
So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jaguars as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.